When you ask gay men what some of their biggest challenges are in being gay and navigating the gay community, many of them will point to loneliness as one of their biggest struggles, which is really unfortunate because we live in a time where society is more accepting of being gay, and it's a lot easier to live life as your authentic self, at least compared to other parts of history. But despite all that, a lot of gay men are actually feeling more lonely than ever. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about what I believe is the biggest reason why gay men are so lonely. Before I tell you what that is, I want to acknowledge that there are a lot of reasons we're having this loneliness epidemic in the gay community, and some of them are more obvious. Things like, as gay men, we tend to either be totally estranged from our families, or at the very least, those relationships might be strained or distant or full of tension. A lot of gay men can't find their quote-unquote chosen family in the gay community. This could be for a lot of reasons. Maybe you don't feel like you fit in because of your skin color, or your body type, or your age. These are very common complaints from gay men who are just trying to find their tribe. Maybe you live in a rural area and you just don't have a lot of gay people around you. People you can physically spend time with, build connection with, go on dates with, or even just have sexual experiences with at all. There are a lot of gay men out there who are still coming to terms with their sexuality, some who've never even kissed a boy before. Maybe you live in a part of the world that's less accepting of homosexuality and you feel isolated, or even scared to live authentically as a gay man because you worry about your safety. There can be a lot of different reasons, and if you're a gay man, I don't need to tell you all of them. You already know what the general challenges are when it comes to navigating the world as a gay man. But the biggest reason, in my opinion, that so many of us feel lonely is because we're living with a false sense of self. Let me explain what I mean by that. Most people, no matter their sexuality, carry two versions of themselves. There's the real, authentic self, and then there's the image, the persona, the version you polish up and present to the world. That's not always a bad thing. We all do it to some degree. But the problem is when that image starts taking up more space than the real person underneath it. And in the gay community, this gets amplified. There's a lot of pressure to look a certain way, to act a certain way, to be seen in the right places, doing the right things with the right people. And a lot of us, consciously or not, build a life that's more about being perceived a certain way than about actually feeling like ourselves. A lot of gay men unconsciously focus on getting our validation, number one, from others, but number two, by achieving a checkbox, instead of getting that validation from living as authentically as possible. The problem with that? When you get attention or praise for a version of yourself that isn't fully real, it doesn't feel like connection. It doesn't actually satisfy. You're getting validation, sure, but it's for the mask, not the person underneath. So even if you're doing all the things that are supposed to make you feel happy and connected, you still end up feeling alone because you're not being seen. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing when they talk about loneliness in gay men. We talk about hookup culture. We talk about chosen family. We talk about mental health statistics. And all of that matters. But there's also this quieter thing happening when your persona starts doing all the living and you get left behind. So if you're finding yourself in that place where your life looks full, but you still feel disconnected, it might be worth asking, how much of the way I'm showing up is actually me, and how much of it is just performance? You can't control everything around you, your family, your community, the culture you're living in, but you can control how honest you're willing to be with yourself. And I think that's a solid place to start. Now, please don't take this to mean you need to drastically change your life or be radically transparent with every single stranger. That's not what I'm suggesting. I think it's about checking in with yourself and asking whether the way you're moving through the world is actually aligned with who you are, or whether it's just aligned with what you think people want from you. And if you're feeling lonely, don't ignore it. Don't pretend it's not happening. Talk about it. Even just admitting it to yourself is a major mental shift. You're not the only one going through this, not even close, but it won't get better by pretending you're fine. If you're a gay man and you're struggling with loneliness, I would love to hear your thoughts and what you make of all this. Starting a conversation with other people who are experiencing the same thing can be really healing. And if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe. I'm still a small channel, and I'd love to have you join the community of gay men we're building together. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.